Hello, everyone. This is our weekly broadcast where we discuss all kinds of topics and trends in SEO and AI. We are Smarty Marketing, an agency based in New York, and I'm the co-founder. And Smarty, I have been in SEO for more than 20 years, and I can tell a little bit easier. I'm very deep in the topic, so I can watch everything that's happening, explain it to you guys, and give some actionable advice, at least try to. Today with me and always, April, our director of social. She will be bringing up your questions. If you have any, please post them wherever you're watching us from. We stream to LinkedIn, my Twitter as SEO Smarty, Facebook as Smarty Marketing page, and YouTube. You can watch us from anywhere and post your questions in the comments, and we will try to answer them live. It's a very interesting time to be an SEO and a business owner because there is a huge disruption going on, and however you handle it, my cats are fighting in the background. However you are handling it decides whether you are above your competitors or you are staying behind. So being on top of everything that's going on is very important. Before we discuss today's topic, and that will be SEO, I have a few interesting updates from our industry so that you don't have to dig them and find out what those mean. First of all, Google started its very first Discover core update. What is Google Discover is what you see when you use Google app on your mobile phone. I think Chrome is pulling from Discover as well. These are top news based on your preferences, very personalized, can still drive a lot of traffic for publishers and business blogs if they do that right. It's still a huge traffic opportunity there. The only issue that it's less predictable as SEO traffic, as organic search traffic, because there are no keywords. You basically just deserve your spot there if you write about something newsworthy, if you have real expertise. So this is the very first Google update that focuses on Discover, that particular feature. With that, simultaneously with launching that update, there was an interesting thing that happened to the guidelines. Google does have official guidelines on how to be included in the Discover feeds, and those guidelines were updated right after the update was announced, which is interesting that Google wouldn't do that before the update. Now it's a little bit too late to follow those new guidelines. But it is a very important thing to note because that's probably what they will be focusing on for that update. So first of all, Google is against clickbait. That's a huge part of their updated guidelines. They don't want you to use sensational headlines and titles to manipulate people into clicking your article without really understanding what it is about. Google insists on very clear, very informative titles that would show you exactly what the article is about and do not cause any confusion. So if you will be getting less discovered traffic, maybe that could be an issue. Another interesting and new thing that has been added to the guidelines was usability. Google wants page experience, satisfying page experience. That is, I will remind you, always hitting only high traffic pages. Google doesn't have page experience data for pages that had little traffic. Doesn't save. So if you have a huge impact on your Discover traffic, that is probably what I will be checking first. We have Web Vitals in the Search Console. Look for poor URLs. Usually you will see green or orange, which needs improvement, but is not too bad. If you see poor URLs there, you should be fixing that. Also look at your ads. You do not want any page elements to prevent people from engaging or reading your content right away. All those pop-ups, all those distractful and disturbing ads could also influence your visibility in Discover. So let's all keep updated on our Discover traffic. Again, you can see that info inside your Search Console. Another huge thing that happened in our industry, Bing was the first to add AI visibility reports inside their webmaster tools. This is something we've been waiting for. We've asked for those from ChatGPT. We asked Google to include those in Search Console. This hasn't happened yet, but Bing already did. If you are excited, don't be too excited because it is very little actionable data. You will see queries that AI agents were using to answer questions, and you will see your URLs that showed up in AI answers. What can we do with this data? There is no even overlap, like you will not see queries just for some particular URL. It's all not segmented. It's only for Copilot and its integrations, which we don't know what those are. So very little data, but it's a good start. We will take any big player doing something about giving us some data for AI visibility. So this is at least something. If you don't have Google Web or Bing Webmaster tools yet, it is very easy to set up. You don't even need any verification. You can just pull them from your Search Console, almost two-click process. So I would suggest everyone trying Bing Webmaster tools now. Thank you, Bing, but please give us more. And finally, we are now. Oh, and I forgot to also update you that all of this things happening in our industry, I'm also curating in my personal subreddit, SEO for AI. It is now more than 4,000 subscribers there. So it's a good community. We have very good conversations and discussions there. Please, if you're on Reddit, become our member and you will be much quicker up to date with everything that's happening in our industry. So with that, let's discuss today's topic. Really, I don't have too much to say about that I hasn't already said. The big thing is that a lot of huge LLM companies, those that invest in artificial intelligence, in LLM technology and all of that, they are hiring SEOs, and not just SEOs, but they are looking for people for leading SEO roles, directors, managers, leaders. And in that all, in the mid of rumors that those same LLM platforms are going to kill SEO. So themselves do not think so. OpenAI was looking for an SEO, and I think they ended up hiring someone from Netflix team, the guy or the girl, I don't really know. Someone who was working for Netflix is now going to be helping ChatGPT with organic search visibility. Other companies like Facebook, Meta, were also looking for SEO, for leading SEO roles. And now Claude is another LLM platform that is doing well, by the way. I feel like they found their niche, and there are a very loyal community of people using it. So now they are investing in organic search visibility as well. So when anyone who says SEO is about to die because of LLMs, LLM platforms do not think so. They invest a lot of money in SEO. Now this light is going to kill me. When I started, there was no sun. Sorry about that. Okay, that is better. I was almost blind when I was talking. The weather is changing, so we are what to know about those positions that that all of those LM platforms are going to invest in. I was very happy with how they actually understand SEO, because it wasn't like they were searching for someone that could fix their website to make it more crawlable, or add internal links, or research keywords, or build backlinks. No, the whole description in almost every case of those is very up to date, so they understand it. The big thing to note there, that they want someone who will be able to work across department with every other department to set up an SEO strategy. And that is exactly how every SEO strategy should look like. 10 years ago, it was okay when SEO team was like a little island somewhere in the corner of the company, and no one knew what they were doing, but there was some Google traffic and everyone was happy. These days, it is not enough, unfortunately, or actually fortunately, because this is a very mature process when SEO from a little tech group is now growing into actual marketing strategy. Because every SEO strategy at this point needs to start with product positioning, understanding value proposition, understanding how where you are in the group of competitors and how you stand out, what you can do better, what you cannot do better than competitors, and that is okay too. You cannot be the same. So SEO starts there now. It involves talking to customer support and or sales team. It involves talking to product development. It involves working closely with social media managers to align the messaging across all the channels. It involves, and especially in this case, also building Reddit community is also a huge overlap between SEO and social media and AI optimization. So all of this cannot be, if like SEO cannot be effective anymore if it's just a couple of guys working in the room creating SEO driven landing pages. It is not that way anymore. PR should be working with SEO very tightly to be able to coordinate all the efforts to know what the context of that PR campaign should be, what misconceptions to fix. Reputation management is nowhere without SEO. So it should be at every department, informing or getting information from sales teams or customer support team or social media team. They should know all the pain points that actual real customers are coming with and how to solve them, and that should be all on your website. All the PR efforts that lead to any achievements, public presentations, public speaking to any milestones, all great partnerships, all of that should be very visible on the website. At this point, SEO is about all of that. It might have been about that since day one, but it wasn't. And unfortunately, now it's moving in the right direction. Anytime I do the roadmap or I auditing the SEO or AI visibility for any company, I always start with a kickoff call with key people who understand the product, the competitors too. I need exactly what you think where you should be so that you are distinguished from your competitors. And it's not just any keyword that your competitor is being successful at, that it is worth developing strategy towards. So it's all very, very integrated these days in the whole company. And the sooner as the bigger companies understand that, the more competitive they are going to be going forward, because there are so many huge brands at this point who still do not understand what is SEO and how it is different from SEO that was there here 20 years ago. I'm hoping that companies, like forward-looking companies that work on innovative technology like AI, they will help the whole perception of SEO to fix, because one of the biggest arguments in favor of coming up with all those new acronyms that would describe AI visibility optimization, like GEO, AEO, whatever AEO is there, the biggest argument is that SEO has a terrible reputation. And that is why we need a new acronym so that we can go from there. Whether I agree with that need or not, I agree with this point, because really SEO is perceived not the way it should be, and it's unfortunately. So I'm with this new position announcements, with these huge positions that companies are looking to fill in. I think this is a very good direction that we're going in. It gives companies a clue on how SEO should be finally, and that is why we are discussing them here as well, because I talk to business owners every day. You can, by the way, also schedule a call with me. It's free, 15 minutes, no strings attached. At smarty.marketing, you can see an option, I think it's top left corner, with a schedule a free call, and we can discuss anything and everything on that call for free, and I will not try to sell you anything, I promise. So I talk to business owners every day, and the amount of misunderstanding of what SEO involves is very astounding, because it's really been a very mature industry for many years now, at least since 2014. It has matured beyond just strings of words that we are optimizing for and some paid links that can be easily scaled. It has been different for many years now. We've been optimizing for answer engines. We've been figuring out link building campaigns that are more than just links, but also brand mentions and brand visibility. We've been talking about building your brand and becoming an entity for many years. So it is a good sign that at least it is being understood by some companies the way it should be. If your SEO contractor or if your SEO team is not integrated in your company, it is 10% of how effective it could have been if it was. So this is the change that definitely needs to happen. Let your SEO people into your organization as much as possible. Let them figure out your whole company and align everything from sales strategies to reputation and PR strategies. All of that is very important now. I cannot tell you how many clients come to us with problems that happen exactly because that misalignment in the company. Sales people do not know what PR people are doing, for example. That's very common. And SEO do not even know those two departments, because there are some contractors outside of the country. So it's very unfortunate that how many brands do not get it. And this is your reminder for this year. Let your SEO people into your company and let them fix all of that. I think if anyone, and that is also, I love that quote because I've said that a few times, why all those LLM companies are actually hiring SEOs. I think that they recognize that if anyone is going to figure out this new AI, generative AI future, which I'm sure, even though they're building it, they don't know what exactly is going to be built. If anyone is going to figure out that relationship between LLMs or whatever technology is going to be used for artificial intelligence going forward, and people and companies. All that triangle is only 2 SEOs to figure out, because we've been doing that for at least 30 years at this point, so we can do it. With that, thank you for letting me talk, April. I'm sorry you're silent again. Let us know if there are any questions from the audience, or I know you have a few good ones.
We have a great question from Todd.
Do you think the search engines envisioned where we are now? It seems like we've been trying to get here for almost 15 years. I don't think we ever got anywhere yet. That's my problem. All of that was quite predictable in SEO, and I'm sure Google could see that coming as well. That's why they have been building an answer engine for so many years. It hasn't been 10 blue links. It hadn't been 10 blue links for many, many years at this point. So they definitely saw something like that coming. And they say that that LLM is a transformer technology, AI technology. They have been using it for at least 10 years now. What we are going to get to is a bigger question. I think this is something none of those AI or search platforms really know the answer to. What it is they are building. This is something. It's still very fluid. Even ChatGPT is being used differently these days. Claudia, for example, is being used almost exclusively by coders to build websites. They have their own very strong niche now. ChatGPT is still figuring out what it is the use case for a generative AI platform like ChatGPT. We know there are some poor use cases like writing using AI or getting relationship advice. I don't think it's a good idea, or legal advice, things like that. My daughter is trying to use Gemini for predicting chemistry processes. One molecule is going become another molecule or whatever. I'm very bad at that, sorry. I explained however I could, and it's hallucinating all the time. And she's trying to somehow navigate that, but it's not there yet. So what it is we are building, we really don't know yet. And I don't think they know that exactly as well. That's why ChatGPT, have you noticed all these features they spontaneously announcing and not doing anything with? Remember they announced custom GPTs? This went nowhere. Remember they announced instant checkout, product feeds, apps. Do you remember they announced apps where you can book hotels using booking.com right inside the answer? That went nowhere yet. So they are launching anything and everything they can to actually figure out what it is they are building. So that is something, and I would love to live long enough to find out what it is going to happen with the internet, with all this race. They are also racing with one another. ChatGPT is holding off some features to race with Gemini now. And we are just here waiting to see when this ends, so we can build a strategy around that. Okay.
Yeah,
I hope.
I recently saw a statistic.
Go ahead.
Okay. Saw a statistic about how like 71% of like venture capital is going into AI, and that's like up from like 45% in the previous year. So just like a lot of resources being funneled into it, and who knows what's going to happen.
It is a bubble. Have you seen how many AI visibility platforms there are now? I lost track. 2 years ago, there were like 3 or 4 of them. Now it's like 300, and they are doing pretty much the same thing, and they all get funding. It is definitely a bubble. Of all of those, 2 will survive at most, and all this investment is going it's just more PR at this point. If you're not investing in AI, you are just behind. Every investor should have some AI investment portfolio or something. It's a huge bubble, and I'm pretty sure there's no one in the world that would expect what is going to happen next. Like, when does this end, and when does this like stabilize, and we know what it is they are all building.
Great. So one of my questions for more traditional SEOs who have like been in the industry for a long time, who might be like overwhelmed with all the changes, like how would you recommend they start learning on how to expand like their skill set for the AI world?
Yes, I know. So the first thing to figure out what and how to do, the first thing is to actually create a system of how you're going to know what's going on. This is a huge issue these days. I know there are, even in the startup world, they launch something, they try to fund it, and they find out that yesterday some huge company already launched something exactly like that. So the whole plan fails like this because it's too fast. The world is, an SEO is not that fast. The basics and fundamentals are still there. I would definitely start with Google's or Moz's SEO fundamentals guidelines, just read it, and then start doing something. The way I learned SEO is that I started my website and I started figuring out what to do with it, what the first step. It's much easier these days. You don't have to have any technical knowledge. You can use Wix, is a great platform that you build websites just like this, and they have all the visibility metrics and their own AI visibility dashboard and SEO integrations. So it's a good thing to just do something if you are very new to the industry. And how do you expand it to AI? Well, I would always say, for all of my roadmaps, usually people coming to me having lost some Google visibility, because at that point they need new AI visibility perspectives. And I always say, let's figure out SEO first. And that is like at least 40% of your AI visibility success. And I don't think that you can have 100% anyways. So 40 is a great start. So SEO remains fundamental. I'm going to publish a quick test today or tomorrow. I'm waiting for Google to re-index my page to kind of finish the test. And I would like, I will publish it. It's ChatGPT and Gemini do nothing until the page gets indexed by Google. They refuse to find any new information on it. I have to go back and request indexation from Search Console, wait for it to be re-indexed, then go back to Gemini and ChatGPT, ask the same question, find this new information on the page, and only then both of them go to the page and find new things on it. It's still all about being SEO visible, indexable, and accessible, and friendly. Let's put it like that. So SEO is still very, very much fundamental to AI. I know it's not a popular opinion. People love selling their AI audits and AI optimization services. But unfortunately, the truth is SEO is still the only step to succeed in that. You cannot be visible in AI without good organic visibility, but unless you are a huge brand, which still you already have good Google visibility if you are. So it all comes down to how visible you are in Google.
Do we have a time
Look
for
forward to my test. I will be publishing it on Reddit and LinkedIn today or tomorrow, as soon as Google re-indexes my test page.
looking forward to it. Do you have time for one more question? Todd has another.
Yep, one more quick one. How many people do you come across who have underdeveloped brand entities? Well, it's a great question. The smaller the brand is, the less the branding has always had that connotation that it's only for big guys. I don't need to worry about my brand. I'm too small. And that misconception is a very common thing for smaller brands. Most of our clients are medium to large brands, so we usually take care of already existing entities, and we more about repositioning their positioning than creating the entity. But I've always, as someone who is a small business owner and yet gets all the leads just thanks to the personal brand, I've always been a huge advocate that it's not just doable to build an entity, even if you are small, but also necessary going forward, because Google traffic is a temporal thing. And I've always said that you can have it one day and then lose it next day. You can lose other channels. We've seen YouTube channels being closed. We've seen TikTok almost left the United States, but so far so good. So you can lose other channels as well. What you can never lose is your brand, which has all the associations, and that is an entity. And that is your goal, however small you think you are. Maybe it's a team of just a few people, just like our agency, but you need a brand anyways, because that is what's going to sustain your business through any other changes that you cannot actually influence in any way. With that, thank you so much. I'm seeing a few more questions popping up in the feeds. I promise I will address those today in writing. I will go and check our socials, and if there are any questions or comments, I will be sure to reply to them. Thank you so much. Please subscribe in smarty.com. This is where I announce every week the new topic that we're going to discuss, and also provide the link to join, just easier to be updated with everything that's going on. And smarty.com, again, please subscribe and come visit us, our stream next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST. As always, we'll be discussing Reddit again. Reddit is back in our headlines. So we'll share quite a few first-hand tips for how to develop a good Reddit presence, meaningful one. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.